Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. I hope everybody's doing well. It is 79 degrees here in eastern Kentucky, but at least there it's breezy. It's quite nice. But I wanted to give you a better view of the isosceles triangle that was drawn in my grass. Of course, they didn't do a very good job. They usually do a better job with their triangles. They usually equidistant apart, but not this time. This time the person was a little off. So here's the damaged spot here, and I placed perches here, birdie perches, so you can see 2 and 3. And no, for the individual who said, "Oh no, it's cat or dog pee." No, it's not. It happens overnight, and cat or dog pee takes a really long time to destroy the grass, folks. And we would have to not have had any rain. And we did have rain a couple of days ago, and it made no difference. There will never be grass grown here unless I dig it up and add more topsoil. So, but that's not the purpose of this video. I wanted to mention the topic of bioweapons and the fact that they can not only be used from a distance, but can be injected in you from a distance. And here's my 2 little birdies here. They're nesting. I'm putting these perches back. And also for the people out there that subscribe to my channel because it's a homesteading channel, they want to see my gardening and my animals and all that. Well, you will be seeing all that stuff. I'm busy cleaning up the property, getting the grass cut, which is a major chore. I hired a new landscaper, and even he said it's a lot of work. He worked here until 9 p.m. last night, trimming, not just cutting, because he had to cut my field, and I'm going to show you what the field looks like. It looks beautiful. But the trimming around all the buildings, the last landscaper, he didn't do it. So basically, it hadn't been done for like a month ago. But I just want to pick up these perches. So yes, for the newcomers who subscribe because I'm alternative homesteading, I'm going to tell you why it's alternative. When I started my YouTube channel several years ago, it was called ADHD Alternatives. The reason it was called ADHD Alternatives because that was my master thesis topic. And the negative side effects of medicating children diagnosed with ADHD. Okay, so it was ADHD Alternatives for quite a while. And then I said, you know what? It doesn't really fit the homestead or attract the appropriate people. So I relabeled it to Alternative Homesteading because that's what it is. I'm homesteading differently than a lot of other people because I'm a targeted person. I've been targeted since at least 2012, and in 2015, 16, 17, 18, the Manalapan Police Department has been harassing me and labeling me a terrorist and all that nonsense to bloat their watch list and the Revenge for Hire program. They're criminals. Even their own police officer sued them and got a settlement and a gag order. So it's alternative homesteading because I do things a little differently. I also have a 501c3 nonprofit cat rescue. Even though there are a lot of homesteaders out there that have cats out on the property, barn cats and security dogs, like the Great Pyrenees and stuff, I do not have a dog yet. I don't have a dog for a lot of reasons, in that I really need to get a puppy and have a puppy grow up with the cats and the guineas and chickens. And the guineas are my security animals right now, except that they go into the coop at night, and there's nobody out here to watch the property at night. Although Jeff has been doing a good job. He's been up there and checking. He actually thought that he finally caught one of them because I left my house at 3:30 in the morning to check on my animals. And he thought he finally caught one. And it's like, no, it was me. I was outside at 3:30 in the morning. But you hear the guys? So when the hens are laying eggs, they don't do it quietly. Sometimes they do, but a lot of times the roosters and other hens will chime in. They have to let everybody know, like, I'm laying an egg. They're little drama queens. I'm laying an egg. Gotta let everybody know. But I'll show you what it looks like here, folks. And I have not had the time yet to clean the egg mess off of the bathtub planter here. You can still see it's all here and all over the building there. But this is the wonderful job that the landscaper did yesterday. He cut all the fields. So I'll show you from here, guys. It's a lot to cut. And I really don't want this much grass. I need to take out my tiller and create a huge garden. But of course, you know, the criminals will destroy most of it. They can't destroy all of it because then that is a reportable crime. And I would report it, folks. But they'll do it a little at a time. They'll do like a portion of it and stuff like that. But look at how pretty it is. And the guineas are up there. They're so excited because when the grass is cut, not only does it stir up the bugs and stuff, but when the lawnmower is pounding on the grass, a lot of creatures surface and they're feasting out there. But Jeff came over this morning and he said, you know, you have a snake in your field. I said, really? What does it look like? He said, it's a black snake. I said, well, show me. So he showed me. We walked right over here and walked here, and right here, I don't know if you could see it because it's so bright. Right here was a huge, it had to have been 4 feet long, black snake, and his little head was sticking up. And I told him he had to leave, and he went into he went into the wood pile here. I was shocked because it's hot here in the field, and I normally don't see snakes here. They like to be in the cool area, like the shrubs over there, or under a tree, or under a piece of scrap metal. But I've gotten up most of the scrap metal around here. Or in the woods over there. That's where snakes like to go. They don't like to sit in the middle of a field like this. They'll roast. But he was sitting right here, and he split, and hopefully he'll stay away. I'm not worried so much about the black snakes as I am about the copperheads and the rattlesnakes and stuff. This was like just a nice big black snake who's in here somewhere. Maybe he split, maybe he left. I just don't like seeing the snakes, period, because when my cats see a snake that size, they think that they're going to beat it up, and they'll start smacking it around, not realizing the snake could bite them. No, they'll start smacking it around like they do with the, field mice and little moles. They'll bring me little gifts like moles and drop them on the porch and stuff like that. I don't like that very much. Then I have to just pick them up and dispose of them. Well, this morning when I came out here, the criminals were on the property because this feeder was on the floor. It was tipped over on the floor. That has never happened before. Oh, we've got a guinea. Hi, you gonna lay some eggy poos? Huh? Yeah, I put new litter in there this morning. I did. But I also wanted to mention this about bioweapons, folks. I'm not sure if you heard the news about Dr. Rashad Buttar, B-U-T-T-A-R. You may or may not have heard of him because he was very outspoken a couple of years ago during the COVID pandemic and all that stuff. He was very outspoken about not taking it. And he was removed from YouTube. So he was deplatformed on YouTube, deplatformed on Facebook, and on Twitter. So they totally tried to erase this man. But of course, there are a lot of alternative networks that picked him up and picked up his interviews. And there was a recent interview that I passed around to some people on my targeting email list that were shocked. And rumor has it, no, it's not a rumor. Oh, here you go, folks. Here comes my helicopter. Thanks for the evidence. Much appreciated. That was a military helicopter, folks. Flew right across my property, from left to right. Just as I'm speaking about Dr. Buttar. Okay, so anyway, Dr. Buttar was not an old man. I mean, he wasn't old like me. I think he was either in his late 40s or early 50s. Okay, so he was a young man. He was healthy. He was an alternative doctor. He was a chiropractor and stuff like that. So he was speaking out along with other freedom fighter physicians and doctors and alternative health doctors. And again, he was deplatformed from Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So I believe he had his own website, and he was working through that and through alternative media that picked up an interview with him. And I recently saw the interview with him, and shortly after that interview, he was dead. But before he died, he told his family and some of his close alternative doctor friends that he felt that he was surreptitiously injected with the MNRA because he was developing all the symptoms even though he did not take it. He did not take the jab. But he was surreptitiously injected. Probably like what they did with my mother as they were murdering her at Lawrence Hospital in New York. And the way they surreptitiously inject me with bioweapons like they did yesterday when I was on my lawnmower and they literally shot me in the face. And no, it was not a mosquito. It was not a bug. I felt a directed energy weapon from a criminal that was driving by at the same time that I felt the shot in the lower part of my face that actually went numb. It almost felt like Novocaine. And it's still swollen. I've got a photo of it, and I will post a photo of it, hopefully with this, with a thumbnail of this video. So I'm going to tell you folks, beware. Because when these criminals want to silence you, they'll play let's pretend it's happening naturally. Oh, it's plausible deniability. Oh, it was a mosquito. No, it was a wasp. It was a tick. I'll tell you, when I first moved to Kentucky, it was either 2019 or 2020, I got 4 or 5 wasp bites in a very brief period of time. Now, think about this statistically. What is the statistical possibility of getting hit, getting stung by a wasp, first in your left elbow, then in your right elbow? This is all in the same week. In the left cheek, then the right cheek. Exactly the same. So what is the statistical possibility of that happening? Particularly when I wasn't looking for these bugs. These bugs literally hunted me down. I kid you not. They stalked me. They followed me. No, it's not a crazy thing. When you're manipulating the insects, you know, when you're DARPA, when you've got the high-powered weapons, most people out there do not know how sophisticated the technology is. We're all thinking about, oh, AI. Oh, wow, we can generate content for our videos. Wow, this is so cool. I don't even have to get a master's degree. I can go on there and fake it till I make it. Well, it's way worse than that, folks. It's not just about content. DARPA has been experimenting with insects, beetles, birds for more than a decade. There are bird drones. They look just like a bird. Their wings flap like a bird. They have feathers like a bird, but they are a drone. There goes a criminal. I don't know. Nobody around here works, folks. And they're half my age. Nobody works. It confuses me. Well, no, they all work for the government, right? They're all rat snitches. This is how they get paid. This is their bank. They bank on people like me. So this is the great job he did yesterday. He just cut all of this all of this shrubs over here, he just cut it all down. It was so long overdue. I've got to go into the creek and pick up some of that stuff, or if we've got a really big rain, it'll wash it away. But you could see a lot of it fell in here. I've got to go pick up some of these branches over here. I'm just not in the mood today. It's a little too hot to be going down here. It's supposed to be 80 degrees, and actually next week it's supposed to be in the mid 80s. But I want you to be alert, folks. Whether you're targeted, whether you think that you may be, whether you know somebody who might be or who is, or even if you are of the misguided belief that you're not targeted, okay? I want you to know that you can be injected with fungus, mold, neurotoxins, jabby wabbies, through flying insects that are remotely used to target you particularly. If you don't have to take my word for it, go look it up. Go to the DARPA website. Go to the U.S. Patent and Trademark website and look up bioweapons. Look up insects. Oh, do a little research on Bill Gates and his recent unleashing of mosquitoes in Florida. It's a fact. This goes beyond the trails that are being sprayed in the skies, folks. So I just wanted to give you that heads up. And this is just a public apology to Jeff, which I'll say privately too. I yelled at him, not yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, yesterday. Yeah, because he put gas in a lawnmower that I brought from New Jersey that he found, or that my worker found, tucked back in the garage that's being cleaned out. The grass has got to be at least 6 years old. I'm here 4 years. The previous owner was gone for 2 years before I moved here. That gas had to have been at least 6 years old, and they ended up pouring it into my newly cleaned mower from New Jersey, and I had a little hissy fit. And Jeff was not accustomed to my hissy fits, so he was offended. So, but anyway, this is what happens when you live on a farm. You've got to protect your equipment. It's bad enough that the criminals have been tearing up my clothing. That's going to be a separate video, folks. I really want you to see how they have targeted me. I've had phone conversations and emails and other people saying, I've never known a person as targeted as you. Well, if that's the case, keep speaking out about it. I want everybody to see what they're doing to me, like cutting this piece of wood here. They're little triangles. No, this didn't happen naturally. They did that. They did that. It's all intentional, folks. They love to destroy my property, my belongings. I had a beautiful, beautiful lined raincoat, a Bill Blass. I guess at this point it would be considered vintage. In New Jersey, absolutely gorgeous. Like, you can't find these things anymore. Just so well made. The lining was incredible. They sliced the bottom back of the coat. They sliced, and this is all in the same places. They cut up one of my wool coats. I had to actually burn it. It was so bad. I can't save all of this evidence, but I am saving these pieces to show you that it's the same method, the same pattern of damage. I even showed it to the worker on the property. I said, wow, look at this. And they said, that is a slice. That's right, folks. They intentionally sliced my coat. And you know what? It wasn't done here because it was in a closed box from my move. When they took all of my belongings, from Manalapan, New Jersey, and delivered it to a warehouse in Kentucky and unloaded everything and unpacked my belongings. Before they packed it up, they destroyed a lot of my clothing. They actually pried the heels off of designer shoes and packed them that way. I kid you not. These are like $200 pair of shoes, folks. And no, I'm not anything special, but you know, I worked in New York City at one time, and I had to dress nicely every day. I was a manager. And then, of course, you know, in my adult years, I dated. I always had to look nice and stuff, but I had beautiful, beautiful clothes. And these criminals have destroyed a lot of my clothes, my towels, my belongings, my books. Disgusting what they've done. Do I need all of these things now? I don't need all of these things now, but I worked damn hard my whole life to buy the things that I wanted, and I have a right to buy what I want. Just the way maybe you go out and buy a nice bottle of alcohol or whatever it is that you do, go out to eat and spend money going out to eat and stuff, or before you're targeting the things that you did with your money. Well, the things that I did with my money was I invested it in my house, and I bought beautiful clothing because that's what I enjoyed for myself. I always took care of my house, my cats, and me physically. And these criminals are envious, jealous, and greedy. Only a jealous, angry person tears up a woman's clothing. Revenge. And that's okay, because all of these videos, folks, all of my evidence, I will, and I don't know when it's going to be, but I will be filing a lawsuit with the state of Kentucky and this county for not reporting the crimes that are taking place here. And you have that county lawyer, he can go stick his little weenie between his legs because he's going to get sued too. And then he could come out and talk about his bullshit. If I interviewed a half a dozen people in this county, or 20, they all can't stand his guts. Nobody likes that guy. Why does he keep getting in? No, but I have not heard anybody, not one person, say, oh, what a great lawyer he is. Oh, he's so good for the county. I haven't heard one person. They all say he's ineffective. He's corrupt. They shake their head. That's their first reaction. They shake their head like in the no position. So it's not just me being a targeted person, folks. The regular people around here can't stand his guts either. Think he's a piece of crap. So anyway, there's my little mini rant for today, for this morning. And I've got a yappy bird. What's the problem? Hello? Yeah? Did you just want my attention? Now what? Sometimes when I talk to them, they stop yapping like that. But I hope everybody's doing well. Beware when you're out. If you're a targeted person, beware of bug bites. I just bought myself a hat with a net around the face. And I will be wearing that from now on when I am cutting the grass. So these criminals cannot assault my face anymore. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading, signing off for now.